Okay.
Okay.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I will open the February 25th Buckingham Township Board of Supervisor meeting. The first thing is public comment. Look at all the public. Any public comment? Okay.
Hi, I'm Linda Haywood, 5335 Ash Road. So my comment is, or question, is regarding the police department. So given everything that's been happening locally and nationally, I was wondering if our police department is equipped with body cameras, and if so, are they operational?
They're new.
Yes and yes.
They are equipped
just
with body
Pretty
cameras,
new.
and they're state-of-the-art body cameras.
Yes.
So if someone actually removes a taser from their holster, everybody else's body camera goes on.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so they're totally state-of-the-art.
What about a gun?
great. And how long has that been in place?
What's that?
How long has
A
that
year
been
or
in
two?
place?
May. I talked with the chief.
We approved it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But I think it took a while to implement.
Okay.
but
And we
they-
actually got a grant for it.
Yeah.
We had a grant that
We
covered.
started with the dash camera and then,
Then the
yeah.
body cam.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Barbara Renslip, Carversville Road. So I'm just, the first, New Year reorganization meeting, a woman stood up and after your, you gave an introductory speech and you had a lot of content in there. And I went through and looked at it and, the woman stood up and she goes, oh, I didn't know all this stuff was going on, right? Because you made some you threw a lot of shade out there about stuff that was going on. And I'm wondering if you had followed up with her and also if you would like to, give that information in response to some of the things that I'm gonna say accusations. I don't, that sounds kind of strong,
Sure.
but
Yeah, I had asked her to send me an email with what she wanted more specifically, and I've never gotten an email from her.
okay.
So I have not had a chance to follow up because I don't have her contact info and I don't know specifically what she was asking about.
Okay, so that kind of goes with, one of the things you talked about was transparency. So my question is, starting off, if someone asks you something in a meeting, do you need to necessarily follow up in an email? When that happens, then it becomes a private conversation, so the transparency goes away. So the rest of the community can't get follow up, on that as well. So if we could go through just a few of those things on there, let's see, you said you went on some underlying issues and you talked about outdated zoning.
Mhm.
And, you talked about decks and that kind of thing. And I was wondering from the township perspective, if we have any requirements for anyone to do the follow-up education classes, which are the PMPEI courses, if anybody in the township takes those, they're the continuing education for municipal workers and whatnot. I know they take them in Doylestown when I was on the zoning board in Upper Makefield. We took them and it might be a good continuing education and introduction to people who necessarily haven't been involved with a lot of zoning.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you think, common sense would allow you to do this or updating zoning and you don't really understand the nuances of why things happen. So just a point there.
Yeah, but wait, go back and just, what was it?
There's a PMPEI. It's continuing education. And I know a lot of the Doylestown zoning.
Are you talking about the Governor's Center?
Yeah, it's run by the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. the
Yeah, it's a
Governor's
government
Center.
center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
we
they
had a bunch-
publish a bunch of documents for
Yeah.
zoning hearing board members,
Yeah.
for supervisors.
Supervisors,
Oh, okay.
they do it, they
Yeah.
publish
A lot
for
of
everything.
attorneys go for the continued, it does that.
Continuing education.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's,
Yep.
Yeah,
I
so you
didn't,
learn
I
a lot
didn't
of-
recognize it from that.
yeah, okay. And then you talked about backroom deals, again. Is it because there were backroom deals, or maybe the communication style wasn't in place that maybe people thought was as good? You know, so I can't figure out if a lot of your concerns were attitudinal or actual processing. And another thing was about, you had some stuff in here about, you know, argument, right to request, you know, doing right to request without a fight. And I was wondering, that's a quote, if you thought the fight was an attitudinal issue with the staff, customer service issue, or if in fact was a processing issue that made it difficult for those requests to be fulfilled. And I know you've had conversations about, you know, processing in different databases and that kind of thing. So I guess, and I could go on the whole, you know, a long list of them, but I guess Sanitarius sat here and said we all have to be in the same sandbox. So as a member of the community, I would hope that that attitude would come forward, that everyone needs to work together and maybe not stir the pot quite so much. And I hate to say that, but it seems kind of like that's what you're kind of doing a little bit. And I'm not sure if that was out of political or attitudinal, or not sure what it was, but I think everybody's happy to have you in your role. And I think fresh perspective is great, but I hope that you guys work together and take some time to maybe get in and know what's actually going on and the reasons why things happen in the past. Yeah. My other question, I have another question. We were just sitting here where I was overhearing about Zoom attendance at meetings. And has that, as a precedent's been set for that? Is there a
That's a
policy
legal,
for
that's a
that?
legal question for
Well, I
Craig.
can answer that if you want me to.
I would like for you to, because
Okay.
I'm a little concerned with,
There is a section of the Sunshine Law, which dealt with public meetings and what had to be done. And there was a case that the Supreme Court took up about the Milk Board, probably about 25, 30 years ago. And they decided that, with respect to the Sunshine Law, that a person could participate in a public meeting. Back then, it was by telephone.
right,
As long as they could hear other people speaking and people could hear them speaking, including the public and the other board members. Now, there are provisions in the Borough Code and in the First Class Township Code that say people have to participate in person. There's no such provision in the Second Class Township Code,
Which we are.
which this is a second class township. So the consensus is that the Supreme Court decision controls because there is no statutory prohibition of participating by telephone or Zoom, that you can do that.
is that what we want to happen in the township?
Well, I don't know that the township has a choice. I mean, that's the law.
So why can why, from a legal standpoint, why would the boroughs and the other category, not a
First
Second,
class
we're
township.
second class town.
second, not a second class, how could the other people have a different ruling? And could we in fact put that guideline in for our
Well,
township for
that's-
second class?
That's legislative.
Yes, that's a
State.
state legislation.
State.
That's legislative.
This board doesn't have any control over that.
Do we have a commitment kind of from a supervisor standpoint to attend meetings in person?
It's probably best if you attend the
I-
meeting in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It,
every one of us have tried to, well, I mean, obviously John and Maggie have been here much longer, but I, for example, next month, I'm not able to be here in person. I work, I have a trade show that I have to be at in Orlando, and I literally cannot physically be here, and I feel like I owe it to the residents that elected me to do everything I can to be present if possible. So that trade show lets out in enough time for me to be able to actually participate remotely, right? So my goal is to participate any way possible so I can actually do the duty that I feel that folks elected me to do.
And we're trying to work through that and accommodate Mike on that.
Right.
Do we not want to show up, 3 out of 12 months? No.
Yeah, okay.
No, I missed a meeting once in 20 years because I was in Spain and didn't have internet, but.
Yeah,
it
it's kind of like the
happens.
shift between, you used to have absentee voting, right? The reason you got out of you could vote absentee wise is if you're out of town or for some.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think any of us is planning on hanging out in our
Okay.
living room and not coming to the meeting.
Okay, I guess I'm just
Yeah.
airing it in case
Yeah.
it comes up,
We just started to look into other improving our digital upgrade thing. So we're talking about this because
Yeah.
we're
Or
trying
videos,
to
yeah.
accommodate Mike. We're not we have not gotten to a point where we want to Zoom the whole meeting.
right, okay, cool,
Yeah, good question.
okay, thanks.
I've been here since '03 and I've missed 5 meetings in 22 years. And my family organizes our whole calendar because I don't have a job. This is my job. That we plan around the 4th Wednesday of the month and some of the meetings that I'm the liaison to. And I mean, I think, and we all represent that.
Agreed.
So. Okay.
Any more comment?
What's next?
Oop.
Board's announcements. I just have one announcement. I've never in 3 years participated in a backroom deal. Anything, John?
Me neither.
Mike?
Me neither.
Okay. I don't want to use terms or anything. Okay. For Buckingham's announcements on when was it? March 6th.
and 7th.
This is the culmination of a whole year's worth of celebrating Buckingham's 325th anniversary. It's show and tell. It's going to be at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, and many, I should say, not all, of the activities that everybody had the pleasure of experiencing all year are going to be there, kind of recapping,
Like highlighting.
highlighting.
And it
Thank you.
really is the 326th anniversary right now. Denise?
Yeah, and you want to.
They're stretching it out next year.
No? Okay, good. And then, really, the fun one, Easter egg hunt, Saturday, March 28th at Hollycomb Park. And with the tundra that we're living in, I remember last year, I was so cold that I left.
It's probably going to snow again.
Yep. Blood drives, April 16th, June 23rd, August 20th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Cleanup weekend, April 18th and 19th at the Public Works Building on Upper Mountain Road. Arbor Day celebration, April 24th. Spring is coming. We are planning it. And the best part to look forward to, summer concerts. And that will happen. That's it. I mean,
Quick question,
that's not it.
The blood drives, do you have an update does anybody know I know that they've been really successful. Have we hit that goal that?
We hit
yeah,
325
we had
last
325. We hit the 325 goal.
Mhm.
We hit 325 in our 325th year. So,
Amazing.
yes. So,
And my wife set them up originally. Because
She did?
She worked for the.
I remember. I remember talking to Leslie
Yeah.
way back then. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yes, we hit our goal.
325.
Good job, everybody.
325.
And then some. We're still going.
There we go. I love it.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Well, then, with all that good fun news, I move that we approve the payroll dated January 29th January 29th, 2026 and February 12th, 2026, and the bill list for the meeting of February 25th, 2026. The payroll and bill list total $1,037,440.42.
62.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 4, I move that we approve the draft supervisor minutes of January 28th, 2026 work session and the January 28th, 2026 regular business meeting.
Second.
Any corrections, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
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 I move that we consider accepting various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes, zoning and building and zoning for January 20, these are, that 2026. I was gonna say they all are, but some of our committees. The EAC, Environmental Advisory Committee, September 17th, 2025, and November 19th, 2025, Planning Commission, July 2nd, 2025, Historic Commission, January 15th, 2026, and Safety Committee, 26. See? I wasn't kidding. All, questions or comments? I got a second.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
We're still-
7 o'clock? No, we have to wait till 7 o'clock to open a
Let's
public
just,
hearing.
let's
Well,
wrap.
you
We'll run
can,
Can
through
I-
seven.
John,
Keep going.
Yeah,
go
we'll
on
keep
to
going.
8.
8, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yep.
6 and 7 should be in
Number
order.
8, I move that we agree to the developer's request for an extension of time to March 5th, 2027, to complete the improvements set forth in the stormwater facility development contract for Antler Drive LLC. However, this is on Church School Road, 3291 Church
It's
School
not
Road.
on Antler Drive.
It
It's
is
not
not
an
on
Antler
Antler
Drive LLC. It's
Tax
not on it.
map parcel 060040474.
Second.
Questions or comments? Anybody? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Escrow releases. I move that we approve escrow release number 12 for Fenton's Corner, AKA the Beanie Track, in the amount of $516,989.97.
Second.
Questions about Fenton's Corner? All in favor?
Actually, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is this, with, releasing this, escrow, is this in conjunction with the dedication for that at all, or?
This is primarily the paving that was done in the fall,
Okay,
to cover that. So, they haven't asked for dedication yet, but
Gotcha.
as we get down, they're getting close.
Going
They're
down the
about,
list.
they're about 15% at this point.
For the site improvements.
For the site improvements,
Correct.
yes, the water and sewer improvements have been dedicated.
does the same thing apply for Mill Creek next?
Yes.
Same thing.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor on Fenton's Corner?
Aye.
Aye.
I move that we approve the escrow release number 13 for Mill Creek, AKA Smith Pfeiffer, in the amount of $405,195. No sense.
That was gonna be my comment. This is the
Right?
first time in 50 years
Ever?
we're at a 0-0.
An even number.
I don't think I've ever had an escrow release at 0-0, so it's a historic night.
There you go.
You're slipping.
I-
We had a
I
comment.
took, I had to
Could
go
have
back
a
and look
second?
3 times.
Second.
Okay.
Make sure it was right.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, let's say, here's a good one. Number 10. I move that we appoint again Lisa Bro to the Park and Rec Commission, filling a vacancy for a term with an expiration date of January 2029.
Second.
Questions or comments? Lisa, I saw you. There you are. And my comment is that I made this motion the last time, but I forgot when you change the agenda, you have to
You have
make
to-
a motion before that to say you changed the agenda. So Lisa, thanks for coming back. All in favor?
Aye.
Good. I move that we authorize the Public Works Director to prepare and advertise the 2026 road improvement bid.
Second.
Okay. Questions or comments?
I have a question.
And we'll,
So when he goes through and does this, Dana, the reason I asked this is, I had a resident, we had a resident that reached out to us, yesterday,
Mhm.
asking about their specific road. And you responded that that road was already on the list. for
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
So does do they already have a list of roads that they're gonna go out and get a bid for on this? Like, is this authorizing him to like go out and start looking to do the research?
No, so
It's-
it's our road improvement bids are based on kind of a spreadsheet that we do, like a 5-year spreadsheet where it keeps going. Like they re-review it every year, but
Okay.
we know, what's tentatively on 2027 and what's tentatively on 2028. But you always double check it. So with that, we do know what roads. So and usually what we do is a base bid and then we alternate and when they're in another area, because occasionally you'll get a very large bid and you might say, well, you know what, alternate 3, we might hold off a year or something like that. So in here, and I can say what they are. So the base bid is Old Easton Road, Research Way to Landisville Road. And then you have
Buckingham Square.
some Buckingham Square roads, which are My Ladies and My Lords, Sir Andrew's Circle, and Jester
Jester.
Lane.
Off Courthouse. Yeah.
Then you have Deep Creek Way, which is also up
Right next
there.
to that.
Yeah.
Then down this side, you have French Drive, Overlook Circle, Normandy Court. So they're all in the base bid. Now, the alternate one it includes, which I think we will be doing the alternate one.
Yeah.
Gale Circle, Hemlock Circle, and Spruce Drive. Gale and Spruce are right next to each other off of Mechanicsville. Alternate 2 is Pin Oak and Beach Lane. And then alternate 3 is Mill Road from Furlong Road to Church Road.
Now, am I correct that all those are based on a schedule of life expectancy of the roads?
Absolutely. But sometimes
Some of them are, like I'm thinking at the Buckingham Square roads are newer than the French Drive roads. It's just probably by 2 or 3 years, and they just, maybe get a little more traffic than the other ones. So it's all dependent on what they look like after an inspection. So
yeah. And we'll always look. Like there's one that we looked that we're like, ooh, yeah, that needs to be on this year, and it's a good thing it is.
The
but
pictures that she sent of Hemlock looked like a sinkhole.
so we
Yeah.
can.
I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, they
And
really
they'll-
got a lot of it.
they'll
And
do
this
base
weather,
repairs
this happens.
before.
Okay.
They typically go through and do base repairs before the contractor comes through and does
Gotcha.
the full pavement.
Perfect.
Yeah, so there'll definitely be work out there that
Yeah.
they'll see.
I was just curious if we had the
beforehand.
roads or if he was actually going to go out and then start researching.
Yeah,
this.
No, we already know.
No, it's a whole list, and we have
And it's
we have
the schedule.
130 miles of township roads in the township.
Yes.
So it takes about 10 years,
It's 10 to 15 on that.
10 to 15 to go
years.
through. Some of them like Lower Mountain Road because of the mountain,
hmm
a lot more water.
Water. It's really the water.
Water and the freezing.
Yeah.
So,
hmm
Awesome. Thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome.
And I just would note that I just got a bid back for another project, and the paving costs were down this year. So you might have
'cause
actually
fuel's down.
fuel's down, but
Yeah.
it was, probably a 50,000 on a $400,000 project. So you
Wow.
might be
That's
able-
big.
That would be
difference.
very
So,
nice
yeah.
because we have been up
yeah, I know. Every year it's
For-
been up. This is the
for a
literal-
while.
I had to go back and check for the first time.
So
Okay,
Great.
well, thanks, and you did the names of the roads, which I was gonna do, so I'm gonna call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have another 4 minutes. I move that we approve the purchase order to Whitmer Public Safety Group, Inc. of Coatesville in the amount of $20,716.59 to your point. Correct, this is your question, but same department, for the police department, firearms, holsters, and flashlights. And give me a second, and I'm gonna ask you to
Yeah. So
Give me a
so
second.
oh, okay.
give me a second.
So the chief wants to move back to 9mm, and which is fine. It's what we should have had the whole time. But our old chief moved us up to 45, and that also includes red dot sights, and that's it,
That's like you see in the movies, John?
like you see in the movies. So.
and
9mm
this was
red
and
dot
this is
sights.
in your budget.
And it's in
Yeah,
the
it's in
budget.
budget.
We've been talking about it for a couple of years.
Yep.
Yeah.
He brought it up a couple of years ago, and he's moving forward with it now.
And we sell our firearms that we're trading
And
Yes.
and
So-
last at once upon a time we sold them and we broke even. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there. Okay,
so there we go.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't think actually you ended up getting a second.
Uh,
Did
No,
Yeah,
I got it, I
Did
got a
you?
second
Okay.
from him. You kidding me? I got a second.
So
Okay,
that was chief.
we can do this quick. I move that we approve the adjusted price, because we passed this last month.
Mhm.
The adjusted price order to RCP Shelters Inc. for a new pavilion at Hollycomb Park in the amount of $58,351, original quote last month, plus $12,730.60 additional cost required for materials not included in the first proposal, for a total of $71,081.60. And,
Second, and Dana will speak to it.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is your new pavilion, but it also includes bathrooms. And their first original quote that they sent over did not have the partitions for the bathrooms in there. So that is a problem. So that they didn't have that or the design documents on how to actually build the bathroom. So being that they are quite important and should have really been in the first quote, but we did catch that before we ordered anything or paid anything. And, since we wanted to make sure we brought it back to a board meeting for that approval.
Is this
Okay.
going to affect the bid process? Do we need to redo bids or anything with this? Or
No,
To
it and it's co-stars.
It's
oh, it's co-stars. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
And it's the,
it's also kind of considered like a maintenance item and an item that we are trying to match all of our pavilions in our parks so that equipment's interchangeable.
Perfect. Love it.
so this is in the original part of Hollycomb Park.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just in the
The
original.
original
Hollycomb
Hollycomb,
Park.
not the new part. Okay.
All right, all of that said,
Second, and then
yeah, all in favor?
aye.
Aye, good. Okay, we're gonna squeeze this in. Okay, I move that we consider a request by Covenant Church to waive the park usage fee for the Dread the Debt 5K and Fun Walk to be held in Hollycomb Park on May 2nd, 2026.
Second.
Can I suggest, you're not just considering it, you're actually granting it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. And it's really cool. I was going on the website, I was trying to dread the debt. I'm thinking, they doing a fundraiser because they built so much and are they in debt? It's really wonderful, and talk about community spirit. Shred the Debt is a charitable 5K organized in partnership with Undue Medical Debt. It's a nonprofit. Our goal is to raise $25,000, which will eliminate $3.4 million of qualifying medical debt for families here in Bucks County, as Undue Medical Debt will act as a debt broker, and they act as a debt broker in fact. Through Undue's model, we can purchase debt at a negotiated cost for neighbors who met specific financial hardship criteria. These are families living below the poverty line here in Bucks County. Households whose medical debt exceeds 5% of their income, or families of 3 or more earning under $100,000 a year, which used to sound like so much money. But, so what a wonderful thing, and that's just my personal comment.
Okay.
I think it is.
You guys second. So,
I got a second,
all in favor?
and so, all in favor of granting this waiver?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Hey, I think it's seven.
7 o'clock, we're done.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh,
Hearing.
good. Okay, we're going back to number 7. Oh, wait a minute, here's the hearing.
Number
six
Number
first.
6, right. And I am going to open a public hearing to consider approving ordinance number 2026-01. This is an ordinance increasing the indebtedness of Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, by the issue of a guaranteed revenue note in the maximum principal amount of $865,853 for the purpose of installing PFOA, PFOS treatment systems for Cold Spring Water System well CS3 and CS4, feeding the Cold Spring water system to comply with new federal standards, fixing the form dates, interest, and maturity thereof. I'm finished reading this. Making a covenant for the payment of the debt service on the note, providing for the filing and required documents with the Department of Community and Economic Development to incur and exclude additional debt for the governmental unit, us, providing for the appointment of a sinking fund depository for the note, providing for the authorized signatories and authorized execution, sale, and delivery thereof. My comment is the next thing on the agenda is gonna pay this off, but we have to go through this. Anyone want to explain?
Well, Dan,
Gary.
probably Gary.
And
Gary.
The interesting
We-
thing about this is for, as you said, about a share of 865,000, whatever it is. But the important thing, I suspect I'll steal some of David's thunder here, but there's another $2,057,063 that is going toward these improvements. That is a grant. It's doesn't have to be paid back. But these are tied together, these two things. And so what we're doing is basically following through all the documentation we need to do in order to take this money, get the grant, and be able to start the improvements on the two wells that need treatment. And perhaps you want to explain what that is, Gary.
So what, should I stand up and?
Doesn't
That epic.
So what the township has is right now 3 sites that have PFOA, PFOS in. We're starting with the Hearthstone well, because that has the higher of the amounts. And quite frankly, we decided for a GAC system, basically, that'll take all the PFOA, PFOS, quote unquote, out of the system before it goes out to the drinking water system. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to eliminate the PFOA, PFOS as it goes into the system, so that we don't get as much PFOA, PFOS coming out of the system, so we don't have to worry about our wastewater treatment in the future. Right now, there's no regulations on wastewater treatment for PFOA, PFOS, but I have a funny feeling in another 4 or 5 years it will. We're starting to talk about some of the communities are now having to sample their wastewater for PFOA, PFOS. So what this does is basically, Penvest gave us a $2 million grant, and then they gave us an $800,000 loan. Hopefully, we don't use that all of that $800,000 loan, because there's a 10% contingency in there. So you're looking at maybe, hopefully, $100,000 savings somewhere that we don't spend that much money, but I can't guarantee that.
And
Why don't you explain what the interest rates are?
I was
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
say the interest rates on
The
these.
interest rate
so,
is
7,
1.7% for the first 5 years, and then
2.143.
2.143.
Is that
Something-
it?
yeah,
something like
Well,
it's
the next-
really
Close
low.
enough.
Just
Close
lower than.
They're giving us the money until we
Yes.
finish the project and we start paying it back after the project. So they're giving us the money up front as we basically build it. And then afterwards, and Randy and I just looked at that, about 3 months after final completion, we start paying back the interest and the principal.
240 months.
240 months, yeah. And then we have, the next one will be, in another 4 months will be F8.
Right.
And then
For a
probably. in
Which
another
is
month.
entirely grant funded.
That's 100% grant funded.
So.
That was a gift. And then we have another one in probably another 5 months or a year after that,
8 months.
which is Buckingham Water Company.
Right.
And that will be the last, hopefully, the last one. Fieldstone with the PFOA, PFOS, let me just think, we had 2 hits up there, we have 5 PFOA, PFOS and Fieldstone. What we are doing is we remove those wells from the system, we put a booster pump there, so now what Cold Spring is doing is feeding Fieldstone and boosting everyone's pressure up in Fieldstone and giving them now fire protection. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in water. Unfortunately, I'm spending a lot more money than the township really wants.
But a
me to.
lot of good things are going on.
Well, the also because the numbers have been increased
Yes.
over the past couple of years from billions to trillions.
Yeah, parts per trillion. And just
Parts
per
a
trillion.
quick thing, and I have a presentation on Friday. If
Yes.
anyone wants to go.
Yes.
Most of it's gonna be on private wells, but I'll talk a little bit on the public. We're talking about parts per trillion, and I always say it's one drop in 22
Mhm.
Olympic size pools. Is what we're trying to do, is treat 4 of those drop in 22 Olympic size. Kind of starting to get a little bit tough, so that's the last of my thing.
I have a question.
Sure.
I have no idea what PFOA and PFOS mean.
They're the forever chemicals that you're hearing about. They're the stuff that is in everything.
Teflon.
So it's
Plastic.
Yeah.
Teflon, plastic,
Firefighter.
fire retardant, like
Fire
pajamas,
retardant.
all of that.
Anything that is waterproof.
stain resistant
that's
pants.
PFOA.
But not in the water in the well.
There it is because it gets into the groundwater. And in fact, the one that is over in Cold Spring, there was a fire at the airport that they used a phone, and they suspect that that's how it got into the ground. So it's human caused. You know, it's kind of hard to stop it. Even now, it's even in the atmosphere, and when it rains, it hits soil, and the temperature is.
Lucci, remember in Hartsville, Warminster area, all the polluted wells from the Johnsville Naval Air Development Center, which all came from the phone,
They were all PFOAs
and that was PFOAs.
and
If you have a
PFOS.
VA line on your well, that helps.
Because
That's for
we're drawing
bacteria.
water from the aquifer, and that's where it
Yeah.
is.
The best thing for a well, and I'll take Jim's thunder for this, is a carbon filter. A whole house carbon filter. Basically, because what we're doing at the Hearthstone is we're putting in a 22-foot tall, 10-foot wide carbon filter. Cool.
And would you put this right on the well?
I would put it on the incoming from the well into your house. So, yes,
Could you also use reverse osmosis for
you
that?
can use reverse osmosis. The problem is with reverse osmosis, when I looked at that, and this is just on a large scale. Yeah, I'm just gonna use some numbers. 100 gallons per minute, the well pumps out. 75% of that, which is 75 gallons a minute, going through the reverse osmosis is pure water. 25% of that is a reject.
Yeah.
That reject now is concentrated PFOA and PFOS that we still need to get rid of. The nice thing about the carbon filters is Calgon or whoever will come in, vacuum them out, and take it to a high temperature, burn off all the PFOA, PFOS, and then they bring it back into us. So we are basically destroying the PFOA, PFOS through the high temperature. And there's some other technologies coming down the way, but basically we're trying to destroy the bonds of PFOA, PFOS. The problem is chemical
You don't have
bonds
anything
to
in your neighbors.
Is that why they use like the ion exchange?
Yes.
before also?
And
Do
the-
you find that to be more expensive? Or you find that much more-
We're looking at putting that in the Buckingham Water Company. Its upfront costs are more expensive, its long-term costs are less. They both come out about the same amount of money. The reason we're doing more up at the Buckingham Water Company is because the carbon needs to be basically backflushed. And so it takes around 20,000 gallons backflush that goes into our source system. The resident system does not.
Well, the resin system also break the bond.
It breaks the bond.
Yeah.
And basically, well, it's not breaking, it's attracting it. It's attracting it to the resin, then you take that resin and dispose of it into a license.
Gary, where's the backwash water now?
That's what I was.
The backwash on the carbon filters, it has no PFOA and PFOS because it's been captured on carbon filters. It goes to the Cold Spring wastewater treatment plant. So we're adding more water into Cold Spring.
Then why do you have to backwash it if it's not washing out the bad stuff anyway?
Because what happens is particulate will get caught in the carbon filter. So what you're doing is, and it backwashes at a differential pressure. So when the differential pressure gets up to about 15 pounds across the filter, it automatically backwashes. Or sends an alarm to operations to go out and backwash it. It's the same thing we have with our arsenic unit out there too. We have to backwash it. And it's basically to fluff the carbon, fluff up the arsenic and get all the fine particulates out of it. We don't have much in our wells, but there is some fine particulates in it. Fluffs all that stuff out. and then allows the stuff to go over.
Gary, can you explain to my wife that we don't have that in Lower Buckingham? Because now she just texted me she wants a carbon filter on it.
John, I'm gonna lie and say every place else in Pennsylvania.
I told her we only have arsenic. We only have arsenic. It's nothing to worry about. No
Well, that would be a carbon
And
filter
not
too.
enough to kill you.
And not enough to get
You eat rice, you eat arsenic.
chicken.
I know.
Yeah, chicken's loaded with arsenic, yeah.
Chicken.
Yeah, that's
Gary, will these phased projects then cover all of the township supply water, all of our wells?
Everything that is above
Minutes, you gotta
the
record it.
federal limit, which is 4 parts per trillion, we'll put treatment on it. Anything that's below 4 parts per trillion or non-detect, we're not doing it. Until they say parts per quadrillion. Do it.
Now, can you put carbon just on your? Say you don't want to use it for your your wastewater and stuff. Can you just put it on your sink and?
Yeah, a Brita.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Use
So
use a Brita.
Yeah.
Brita's really
There we
good
go.
for carbon.
And
Well,
And
probably
also-
garbage.
Wait,
At the-
I think that will work.
at the EAC meeting, our co-chair, Jim Walter, who will probably speak on Friday night.
Yeah,
doing-
he's
doing
he's
big
doing.
work.
I mean, he told
The
us
bulk of it.
six months ago or 9 months ago at the meeting, there are things you can put on your,
on your tap.
Yeah.
on your tap.
And they're very inexpensive.
Yes.
They're very,
Yeah.
and they're very easy to put on, because
Yeah.
Andrea put one on herself.
Yeah.
They're very easy. And even a whole house filter, which is yay by yay,
And it's just a cartridge filter.
it's just a cartridge filter.
That's
yeah.
not a problem.
So basically you screw it off, put a new cartridge in it, screw it back on.
We're gonna text for that.
No, we have 3 of them. Well, at the seafood stand, we never used.
know-
They just had to hook one up, take one, and hook it up.
So I suggest, even if you don't get your water tested and you have your own well, get a filter. It just makes sense.
Good.
Okay?
Next
Except
Valentine's Day.
A Brita filter is good. Sorry, John.
And on that note, are there any other questions? Or
Oh, do we need anyone to be parties or anything? No.
No,
one
it's
has to
it's a
report.
different
It's-
hearing.
yeah,
It's just
not a public hearing.
Okay,
in the
good.
sense that
Yeah.
there's,
This is just
it's not what we typically see as our
Okay.
public hearing.
Just to know that we're borrowing this money that we're going to pay back
Mm.
right
Yes.
away. So I think I can close the hearing.
Do you close the hearing and take a vote on
And take a
the
vote.
the ordinance?
Yes, so I will close this hearing. Okay. So I move that we approve ordinance number 26-01, increasing the indebtedness of Buckingham Township, Bucks County by $865,853 even.
Second. No, sorry,
No,
man.
you're good.
2
Yeah.
seconds.
Okay.
How
Second and
lucky
third.
could I
We're
get?
eager.
Here we go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good. Got one more. So now, without a hearing, I move that we approve resolution number 2681, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Buckingham Township, declaring the official intent to reimburse Buckingham Township water funds used to construct improvements to its Cold Spring water system wells, again, CS3 and CS4, with funds received from the Pennsylvania Infrastructure Investment Authority.
Take it, John.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're good. I think we did it. We did it. We are at the
Full
end of the agenda. And so we do have a work session, but I'm gonna move that we close the February 25th, 2026 Board of Supervisors meeting.
You know what? We may want to note too. You also have an executive session,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
which is litigation and
Right.
real estate.
Yep, thank you. Someday I'll get it 100% right. With that, I'm closing this meeting. We didn't vote. I didn't ask you for your vote.
Second.
But you put-
All in
Second.
favor? Aye.
We're
There
good.
you go.
We're good, we're good.
Litigation.
Thank you,
Anything?
everyone,
What's
for,
anything?
for coming to this
Real
meeting.
And then the last thing.
It's just a quick
exec
question.
session
You can't have a
for
Zoom meeting.
exec session.
You're not productive.